Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is the Divinely Guided Tarot, and I am back with a reading. This is a general one for the upcoming year of 2025. There has been a lot going on in the world recently, a lot of media coverage on just, very hostile, violent acts, a lot of coverage on the election of America. If you're based in America, if you're not, I'm sure you've heard of it. It's very monumental. It's going to be a historical one. There's been so many just stories about, true colors coming out, some stories of highly, celebrities that have been highly admired for so long, those coming to light. There's just been a lot going on this year, and I think a lot of us are ready for change. I mean, not only is it a new year and we already have that, inherent sense of just wanting to move on, wanting to turn the page, start a new chapter, but I do think that this year especially was a very interesting one, okay? I think following the pandemic like 4 years ago, we're still kind of dealing with the remnants of that and then trying to find our way back to a normal life. And I do think that that has been especially challenging since the pandemic. Before the pandemic versus now, it's not necessarily the same. We're seeing a lot more egotistical things, and that's just, again, something that I feel like we're all trying to get away from. But I did want to open up and just say that message because we are a collective, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have been thinking about that or just have been exposed to the things that I spoke about. But enough of that. I do want to go ahead and get into the tarot for you guys. And again, this is general, but I do believe that if you clicked on this video and you're finding things that resonate, the message is meant to reach you. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what Spirit has to say. All right, Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective today? Okay, we already have a flyer, loud and clear. This is the 9 of Wands. I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 more for our first row. Okay, 8 of Wands flying out. These are loud and clear, Spirit. Interesting. My cards were not in order. Okay, 1 more. All right. Okay, 8 of Swords reversed. Okay, so this is a big deal because I just before this video organized my cards so that they were all facing upright. And the fact that this is reversed is a huge sign. I told myself if any card comes out reversed, it's a direct, clear message, okay? So we're seeing the 9 of Wands, the 8 of Wands, okay? And first and foremost, the Wands suit, I guess you would call it in the tarot, is very much based in your drive, okay? How motivated you are, your determination, but also just your energy, okay? And when we're seeing the 9 of Wands specifically, this is all about being resilient, bouncing back from things. If there has been a lot of setback happening for you in 2024, this doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to carry over into 2025. This means that you're going to find, reasons, or really I find that like your circumstances are going to be better because you're going to bounce back from it. You're not letting what happened to you keep you down. It's that sense of resilience. Okay, and then we're also seeing the 8 of Wands, which again, same suit. This is all about, making decisions. This is about taking action. You're not letting whatever the challenges were that you're facing. Again, this is general. It's different for everybody. But all of those, challenges that you're facing, they're not going to be following you. Okay? It's almost like you're taking these wands and you're just like I think it's funny, but like this guy, like his face, do you see how like annoyed he looks? I feel like you're just getting fed up. Like, okay, like how much more? Like, really? Like, why are we doing this? You know, why is Spirit doing this to me? It's those energies where you just get so, you know, sucked into that you don't realize that sometimes Spirit does that because maybe it's not your time. You know, it's not always that something isn't meant for you. It's just, it's not the right time for you. You want it now, but Spirit doesn't want it for you until, you know, 2 years down the line. Like, maybe you need to do a little bit more work before you can go ahead and go after whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, so if you're experiencing any sort of resistance, taking that, understanding that, using your own intuition, and just realizing, okay, is it because it's not meant for me? Am I truly ready to receive this? You know, finding out why you're experiencing resistance, right? A clear indicator if you're on the right path is if everything flows freely. And that's not to say that you won't experience setbacks and that you won't have, you know, a harder process getting that thing. You know, things aren't supposed to be easy. But if you're experiencing resistance after resistance after resistance, it's worth it to really dive deep in, you know, your inner self and really understand what that could mean. Okay, really, you know, listen to what Spirit's saying, meditate, and just pay attention to how you feel when you're in the spaces that you're in. Okay, if this is, you know, a person that you're trying to connect with, how do you feel around them? If it's a certain job environment, how do you feel when you walk into that building? So whatever it is, you need to feel what is going on when you're in that situation. Okay, that doesn't lie. Energy does not lie. Okay, and then we're also seeing this Eight of Swords in reverse. Again, this means a big deal because it's reversed. But Eight of Swords in the reverse, all what this card represents. I personally really like this card. Not in the upright, obviously, because, I don't know, I just feel like the imagery is very clear-cut, okay? In the upright, it's talking about, okay, you're literally bound, you can't move, you can't see anything, you're very confused. You're very confused, and you can't see anything, you can't move your arms. It's like, okay, I'm literally bound, I'm trapped. But what this means in the reverse position is quite the opposite, okay? It's all about free energy. You know, you're not bound by anything. You're able to see things clearly. It's, you know, a new perspective. You have different viewpoint. It's almost like you're coming into some sort of new information that is unlocking what you need to know. Okay, again, it could be new information about this situation, new information on your intuition. Maybe you're just getting downloads from Spirit and you're starting to, you know, sometimes it's crazy how things work. It just clicks sometimes, and sometimes you can't explain it. I've had many instances where you just wake up and then you're just, things make sense now. And it's crazy how that works sometimes. But again, it really goes into that idea that Spirit is not going to put you in places until you're ready. Okay, there's been countless times where I've been in situations where, you know, I thought, okay, this is what I want to do. But Spirit's saying, okay, not right now. Like, yes, you can do this. Yes, you know, it's on your heart for a reason. You keep coming back to this for a reason. But look at it like this. If there's a dream that you have and you keep going back to it, I love preaching this idea, but if you keep going back to something, you're most likely meant for it. Okay, you're drawn to it for a reason. It's on your heart for a reason. But sometimes you try it, you fail, you try it, you fail, you try it, you fail. But in those processes, every single time that you failed and you tried it, you learned so much. And maybe that's what you need to keep doing, is keep educating yourself through learning, trying, you know, implementing, and then failing, for you to really craft something that is so much better, so, you know, so much more fruitful than had it worked the first time around. It's just there's certain things that need to be brought to light before you can embark on whatever it is that you're trying to embark on. You know, there's a goal here. There's a dream that you're trying to implement. And, you know, it's just be patient. You got to be patient. You can't rush things. I mean, every single time I've ever rushed anything, it has never turned out right. It's just caused me stress. I mean, it's kind of like when you try to be quiet at night and not wake anybody up, and then, you know, a bowl's dropping, you're knocking this over. It's like when you try too hard, it actually works against you. And again, it's like in that scenario. It's also like when you try to hurry up, it's just more stress. It's not like it's speeding up time, it's just stressing you out. So it's like, be patient. Spirit is telling you to just be patient, go with the flow, understand why there's resistance in some phases of your life when it pertains to certain things. Okay, we can't take all of that. Spirit, one at a time, please. One at a time. Okay. Okay, and then we have the Emperor in reverse. Okay, interesting. A card flew out. Okay, we're going to get one more and then we're going to go ahead. Okay, so right. So Emperor in reverse and the Fool. Okay. Love this. Okay, we have kind of like those Arcana cards down at the bottom, and then we have the suits at the top. Okay, Emperor in reverse, it deals with a very cold energy, a bitter energy, an energy that is very, I want to say like stern. Okay, it's very rigid. It's very, you know, when it's in upright, it's all about being in control. There's structure to things, so there might be some sort of imbalance as it pertains to structure. Interesting. Okay, and then the Fool card. How does that connect? Spirit, can I get some clarification on the Emperor in reverse, please? Clarification on the Emperor. Spirit's like, you're not getting clarification. I said what I said. Okay, we'll try again later. But the Fool card, this Emperor one is throwing me off because we're seeing that Fool and that makes sense, okay? This is all about new beginnings, and I think that's very interesting that we're seeing that here with the new year. Okay, approaching, you know, with that introduction, new beginnings. We want, you know, change. We don't want the old stuff anymore. We want to move past that. We're looking at the past like, okay, yeah, that's not happening again. I mean, you see his face. But we're seeing that Fool card, and it's all about new beginnings. Again, it's that freeing energy. This makes sense. But why are we seeing the Emperor Spirit? Spirit, clarify the Emperor in reverse, please. Why are we seeing Emperor in reverse? Okay. I like how it landed directly on top of that. All right, so we're seeing King of Wands again. Wait, where did this come from? I did not see this. Okay, interesting. Okay, King of Wands and Knight of Wands. I was just saying that was interesting that we saw Wands because we have a whole lot of Wands energy in this spread already. So yeah, there's a whole lot of action taking place. Knight of Wands, it's all about embarking on a new journey. It's all about getting on that horse and going to the place, like immediately. Taking that action, quite literally, into putting whatever it is that you're focused on into fruition. There's no time to mess around, play around. you're serious about this. Okay, so there's some sort of action that Spirit wants you to take. There's some sort of newfound energy, some sort of newfound motivation. Again, the wand suit, it's all about your determination levels. You have very high energy. We're seeing 4 wands cards in this spread. So maybe perhaps you faced a lot of challenges as it pertains to, it's kind of like creative block, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're, you know, a creator of some sort, but it's like a mental fog, a block, just, you know, a hit on your motivation levels. And it seems like you're finding that again. And this newfound energy is, you know, being placed on your heart for a reason. Okay, you're not really afraid anymore. And if you are, Spirit's letting you know that you can be fearless. There's no reason to fear any longer, because this is something that we're placing on you for a reason. All right, so that Knight of Wands, very interesting. Again, coupled with the King of Wands, this is all about, you know, leading. It's all about overcoming challenges. Again, hand in hand with Knight of Wands, there's a challenge that you're overcoming. It is not following you into this new year. There's no reason to be scared. There's no reason to fear anything. Perhaps now is your time, Spirit's saying. And I do think that your eyes are opening and the blindfold is essentially being taken off, and you're able to look in a direction more clearly now. There's no confusion. There's no self-doubt. I really do feel like the way you're able to look ahead, this King of Wands energy is like, okay, now I can see the bigger picture. It's almost as before you only saw this much, and now your scope is just widening so like beyond what you've ever seen before. Like, I feel like your scope is just wider than ever before in your life. So very interesting energy. I'm going to go ahead and pull a few oracle cards. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to pull from the, what is this? The angel, guardian angel messages. No, it is not that one. It is the Angels of Abundance oracle cards. Okay. So we're going to pull one of these, and then I'll get into the guardian angels messages, which is another form of tarot, but it has a longer description, so I'll give you guys that as well. But Spirit, what else would we like to convey to the collective watching? What else? And as you can tell, I only accept flyers because that message means that it's clear. All right, Spirit, what messages are we trying to convey to the collective here today? Okay, we're gonna just take this one because it is poking out. All right, so positivity, faith, and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Okay, energy. Energy seems to be the defining theme of today's reading. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks, okay, to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. All right, so Spirit is telling you, be optimistic, be positive. And if this is something that you struggle with, understandably, because we've all experienced it, right? But Spirit is loud and clear, okay? Do not let that negative energy mess with the blessings that you are about to receive. There's so much abundance on the other side of that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get one card from the Guardian Angels Messages Tarot deck. All right, what messages do we have for the collective? I always love when I pull like a card like that and it just ties everything together. I love it. This deck, I don't think I'm going to get any flyers. It's a little large for my hands here. that. Okay, we're gonna take that one. All right, so we have the Wheel card coming out. This is all about luck, progress, and change. Again, very ironic that we're seeing this sort of energy because, again, we're talking about change. We're talking about new beginnings. We're talking about a new year. And we're also seeing progress and luck. Again, this ties into what it is that you're trying to accomplish here. The doorway is open. Okay, the wheel is opening. You have all of these guardian angels just waiting to give you this abundance. You have a whole lot of, like, luck is on your side. Like, Spirit's telling you just go. Like, stop being afraid. Stop, limiting yourself where you don't need to do that. Right? And then number 10 could be significant. I'm going to say, like, January 10th. And that's another thing, too, is that there's a whole lot of shifts happening, like, astrologically. And I'm not that well versed on it, but I recommend watching other creators' videos here on YouTube just about the shifts that are happening, especially in this month of January. There was a huge thing, the date that I'm filming this, January 1st. There's also another huge shift happening January 14th. And there's going to be plenty more this whole entire year. So definitely research that. But 10 is going to be significant for you, whether that just means, the 10th month, October. If it means the 10th of January, the 10th of a month, 10 could just be a number that you're seeing repeatedly. And that's your confirmation. Again, it resonates differently for everybody. But definitely give those videos a look because there's so much information that is provided in those videos that just blow your mind. But I'm going to go ahead and close off this reading 2022. Well, 22 on the clock. I'm going to go ahead and draw a Infinite Wisdom of the Chakras card. See which one. I'm gonna go with this one. All right, so this is the Chakra Balance card, the card of peace. Again, we have another number on this card, number 42, number 4, and number 2. Chakra balance, peace through energy, breath, and balance emerges the greatest sense of peace. There you have it again. I love this coloring of this. It all comes down to energy. I really do feel like your guys' energy is going to just be like skyrocketing for you. It's almost as if you're just like things are working in perfect harmony. And I really do believe, again, like I said in the beginning of this reading, if you just tap into your intuition and you listen and you understand why some things aren't working out for you and why other things seem to just fall right in place naturally, understanding why that is, connecting to spirit, meditation, connecting to your intuition, all of that is going to help bring you to the state of peace. And another thing too, I don't know why I'm feeling called to say this, but if you're somebody that's like, okay, yeah, I want peace, but then you like don't know how to do it, because some people, they don't like the feeling of peace. Like they feel like they have to have drama, or they just have to have, a whole lot of stuff going on. And it's almost as if they seek it out because that's all that they know. Yes, peace sometimes is, I heard somebody or some people say this, but they often say that peace is boring, right? It's quiet, it's lonely, right? And that isn't true. Okay, it's a quiet life in terms of, you don't have a lot going on, there's no drama, and if you're used to it, then of course that would be, perceived as boring, quote unquote, but this is where true happiness is. It's a life that you wake up each day and you don't have things like on your shoulder. You don't have, you know, those, it's almost as if, you know, if you were in school and you had a project and it was due at midnight and you had 3 of them due at midnight. It's like you just have all of those, you know, those 3 class assignments like on your shoulders or like in the back of your mind. It's almost like you can't be at peace because there's so much like on you, and there's just, you have responsibilities that you can't fulfill. And it's just like if you would have done that assignment like 2 weeks ago when they assigned it, you wouldn't have that. So it's that feeling of like, okay, like fight or flight mode. Like I have to hurry up, I have to do this. It's, you know, I have to rush, I have to do this. And Spirit's just letting you know, to reach peace, you need to be able to connect, okay? And you need to also be able to use your energy wisely. Don't give into drama, but rather put it into the dreams that you're trying to go after. This is a new year, okay? We're turning the page. I believe that you're taking the wheel of your life. You're, you know, riding that horse to the dream life that you desire. And again, understanding why you experience resistance in some areas versus others. It's all about connecting with Spirit. It's all about connecting with yourself. And the minute you start implementing that and setting aside time for that is when you will start to see this peace creep into your life and this harmony, you know, work its way into everything. But I hope you guys resonated with any of these messages. If you did, please let me know down below in the comment section. And I will see you all in the next video.